What is your travel emergency plan? So all travelers, I don't care if you're on business or leisure, what are you thinking about that if you get involved even in a simple traffic accident, you become incapacitated, how is someone going to help you back home to help work through this, to help get your medical records and help transfer money in your accounts? And most folks don't think about that far in advance to build those. So come up with that.
A little bit different, so that's good for you folks. You're going to get some different content, where last time we spoke a lot about the schemes and scams and mishaps that travelers fall into and what impacts travelers when they're on the road. This one's going to focus more on companies, on travel managers. It's going to be more about SMEs, small to medium-sized enterprises, on trying to get them to take on the issues of travel risk and meeting and event security and bring it into the organization. We're going to do several things that we're going to be talking about across the board here, from travel policies to international risk standards to multidisciplinary teams. We're going to cover the gamut, and then we're going to have some time open for Q&A at the end here. So hopefully I'm going to give you some content. It's going to go very quick. I talk fast, so I'll try to lower that down a little bit because I know it could be a small bit of a translation issue, so I'll try to help out, and let's go ahead and move forward. So when we're looking at the subject of travel risk and travel security, when you look at the gold standard, most large organizations have outsourced the TRM side, TRM, travel risk management. They've outsourced it to a third-party supplier. They've done it, and a lot of times and I know they use some different companies down here in Mexico, in the United States. Our big game players are International SOS, World Aware. They partner with other companies that they've got through. So what resources do you provide your customers? This is the easiest one, but again, I am so surprised at how many folks do not push the awareness level out on this to their travelers. Almost every air carrier today has travel apps. United Airlines, Delta Airlines, they all have them. American, they all have them. But it's interesting on how many of them, the information doesn't get pushed out to let them know on all of the resources and what can be done with each of these apps. And they're all similar, a little different. Talk to your travel provider, your airline carrier provider. Talk to them, go over it, ask them for documents, start pushing these things out. You'll see some webinar ideas that we've come up with here. But I love these. I use these a lot. As a matter of fact, we were just talking a little bit ago this morning about a new advancement that just happened on United's there. And these things change. Do not accept that you went through this 2 years ago, that you got exposed to this product with your airline carrier, that it's the same. Ask the questions. Push this out to your travelers. They all have now Track My Bags, a version of it. This was Delta's. Delta did a real cute video on how they do that. I'm a travel manager, guess what? I'm pushing that video out to my travelers. If they watch it, great. If they don't, it's there. I'm also going to have an internal web page that's going to have this information in my travel page, my corporate, so they can look at this. And they're really kind of helps you expedite some ideas and thoughts. Other types of travel apps are being pushed out by TMCs, by the travel management companies and the TRMs themselves. And they have all different versions of availability. Some actually take the information from the airlines and put it on their app. Find out what that is, and find out if that might be of a benefit. And even if you don't think it's a benefit to you, how do you know that's not going to be a benefit to her, who's a brand new traveler for the company? Push it out, make it available.
So for the next hour and 10 minutes or so, I'm going to share with you a topic that, as Brent said, has touched almost everybody in this room. It may not have touched you personally, but it could have touched somebody in your life, somebody around you, part of your family members. I'm going to talk to you about a subject that for some of you it's going to be very awkward. It's because it's a subject that you would believe, oh, this couldn't happen to me, or it may have happened to you, but you could be embarrassed by it. It's very interesting. We're going to weave into a lot of the schemes and scams that professional and opportunist thieves will try to commit to get into your pocketbooks. And not just that's on your physical purse, but into your bank accounts, into your savings, taking over your homes, taking over your entire life. As we go through this program, we're going to spend a large majority on the aspects of prevention. Because once identity theft occurs, that's, as I call, a totally different Oprah. It opens up a can that we could talk to for another hour and a half. So we want to touch more on the prevention aspect. And then afterwards, we'll have some extra time for talk about on the backside if you had fallen a victim.
So you're traveling overseas and you're kind of wanting to increase your skill set to make sure that you're a more savvy traveler. But unless you hang out with pickpockets, luggage thieves, prostitutes, or hotel criminals, how would you best know how to protect your property? That's where I come in. My name's Detective Kevin Coffey, and I'm an active police detective, and I've been investigating travel crimes for years. And I'd like to share with you some of the most common methods and techniques that professional criminals use to target you and your property. My effort is to try to increase you to make sure you bring the only thing back are great memories, not that of being inside a police station. Let's start off with luggage. We've all been told not to put items of value inside our luggage. However, why are we told to do that? Well, let me show you a trick of the trade that dishonest luggage handlers use. As you can see, this luggage is locked. You think, who can get inside it? A dishonest luggage handler or a hotel thief can simply take a pen, can pop the zipper, just like this, open it up, take out your trusty iPad, laptop, or something of value, and then they can simply reseal your bag, and you can't even tell that your luggage was entered. That's why you don't put items of value inside your luggage.